can you say anything about the ego and its relationship to responsibility? Have you found any cultural differences? I'm half Indian and was brought up with the idea of God's will that you can only do your best. But I find that attitude not practical I find that attitude not as prevalent in the West. Is the ego related to a sense of self? I've been a people pleaser all my life and working on letting go of that. A family member recently said we are all 100% responsible for ourselves. We've been musing over that, but not really sure what it means. It seems a very bleak way of looking at things, in my view. That doesn't take into account that we all have different mental resources and experiences, and some of it is the cards you're dealt in life, and you might be having a bad day. Yeah, thanks Aruna for your question. So God's will is just an idea if it's not truly seen for what it is. I do notice a difference between being in India and being here in the West. In India, there does feel in people a lot more of a surrender to what happens in life. Yeah. And in the West, it feels like they fight against life a lot more, or fight with life. And each has positive and negative, because sometimes in the West it's more fairer, but then the fighting to make things more fair creates a lot of stress. So it seems a lot less stressed in India, even though they have a lot less fairer society. Yeah, so there's all these different ways and details. But yeah, so God's will can be an idea to control people, and can just be an idea. Like it's God's will, and then that shuts you up from complaining. God's will. So it's different where it becomes a way of controlling people, or a way of managing a society, to a way of truly accepting and seeing that everything is God's will. So the way that Nisargadatta Maharaj speaks about God is he calls God everything. From my understanding, like he changes the way he speaks, but from my current understanding, so God is everything. So he says he is the watcher and God is the creator. So he's watching, and then God is the creator, and he watches God's creation. And I kind of find that a really beautiful way of saying it. And so Maharaj would also be very much that everything is God's will. But that doesn't come from something you learn, it comes from a deep seeing. Deep seeing. Who is creating now? Where is the you that's choosing to behave in a certain way or not in a particular way? Where is the you that has karma or habits or conditions? Who does it belong to? And the more that that's investigated and gone into, you'll see that there is nothing there. There isn't somebody that's there. There is creation happening in you. And you are that which is watching it, but you're also God. You're also the appearances. But God is creating from everything, not from a singular position, not from a you or a place. So you could also say you are the creator, but not as a person, not as an idea, not as an identity. Oh, so insanely beautiful. So beautiful. So we're all responsible for ourselves. It's true and not true. Because as God, this is God's responsibility. But as a person, the person is simply happening. And why I say that is because who you are isn't a victim to what's appearing. The character is, but who you truly are isn't. So the character can be a victim to abuse, but who you truly are isn't victim to anything. It is the creator, but it's creating impersonally all things. So it doesn't see someone as abusing and not abusing, as a victim and a perpetrator, as a storm and the sunshine. It's simply experiencing and creating impersonally. But the person can be a victim. So it's not meaning to discard the person. So if you get all your property stolen from you or your money, you are a victim of theft. But God isn't a victim of anything, and God is who you truly are. So you are responsible for yourself as God, as beingness, and the person is seemingly responsible, but at the same time it's not responsible, and with God being responsible, there is nobody in the center that is responsible. So it creates all, but freely. But this can't come from the intellect, it has to come from presence, it has to come from deep seeing. Deep seeing.